Hi, this is Tom Shanahan. I'm the author of Spiritual Adrenaline, a lifestyle plan to strengthen and nourish your recovery. And I'm so excited to be here today with someone who actually read my book, and we've gotten to know each other over social media over the last couple of years. She's an amazing person, Alex Talbot of the Ottawa, Canada, the capital region, I believe they call it. She's an amazing person who has 3 years in sobriety. I'm going to ask her to share just a little bit about her sobriety, her strength, her experience, strength, and hope. And then I want to get right into this exciting new project that she is undertaking, Sober Active Canada. She's a founder of that group. She's undertaking to bring the Sober Active movement to Canada, and it's happening right now. I am honored and flattered to have you here with me. I'm a fan of yours, and it's just so exciting. Let's hear a little bit about your background that so people know you are qualified to be on this video right now. But then let's get into this amazing project that you're working on that's going to save so many people's lives. Thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead, Alex.
First of all, thank you so much for having me, Tom. Now I have to live up to that beautiful, glowing intro that you just gave about me. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex, addict and alcoholic. And over the last 3 years, I've really had the power to choose recovery and make it my highest priority on the daily. Really employing a 1 day, 1 rep, 1 meal at a time kind of trifecta program. So fitness and nutrition have definitely proven viable approaches to my recovery, complemented with my 12-step program. Coming into recovery, the person that I was, and I think Tom is going to put up some before and after pictures of me. That picture of that woman at 225 pounds, completely malnourished, unhealthy, was definitely a depiction of a culmination of 28 years of substance abuse, both drugs and alcohol, a complete disregard for my health and wellness, a total lack of self-respect, and by the end of it, forget any kind of self-care. I wasn't taking care of myself anymore at all. And stripped of any dignity I may have ever had, really, starting to have used and booze so early on in my life. I lived a life of addiction, really. My lifestyle was drugging and drinking. Everything that I did revolved around the fact that, it consumes my every thought, so I consumed it. But I finally surrendered and turned it over, flipped the script on that part of my life, and got woke and just leveled up some 38 months ago, April 22nd, 2017. Early on in my recovery, 3 weeks into my recovery, I came across, another one of my huge sources of inspiration, Marv out of San Diego, 1 rep at a time. And, he always, his motto was recovery is a workout, so work out your recovery. And that to me means, doing the mind exercise on the daily, doing the soul exercise on the daily, and doing the physical exercise on the daily. So that's how fitness and nutrition really became viable approaches to my recovery. And I am in a 12-step program. And I got to tell you, at 41 years of age, I'm in the best mental, physical, and spiritual shape of my life. And I attribute that to, my motto going forward is brain fit, body fit, spirit fit. You can't have one without the other. And it's making sure that mind, body, soul synergy is at interplay all day long, every day, day in and day out. So that's a bit about my pedigree, I guess you could say, my backstory a bit, and how fitness has really, both fitness and nutrition, I think on the nutrition front especially, I didn't realize before how critical or how beneficial it was, not only to my physical health, but to my mental health as well. So when I adopted a clean living lifestyle, I rid myself of all toxicity, whether it be people, places, things, thoughts, substances, but it was right down to the food I consumed. So I even haven't had anything refined or any refined sugar in 3 years either.
Let me ask you a question, because for a lot of people, when they are new in recovery, it's hard to find the guidance to know how to go about learning the building blocks of exercise and nutrition. So for newcomers to the program, or maybe people who have been in the program for a long time but are not healthy and are looking to get physically healthy in the way that the 12 steps traditionally help you with psychological health. What are your recommendations for those newcomers? Because this is of critical import to so many people.
Well, I know for myself, it was being resourceful and going out there. Like there's people like myself, people like you, Tom, people like Marv out of San Diego, even my competition coach. So I'm a competitive bodybuilder now. Even my competition coach, I met her as a sober sister first and foremost. There's so many of us out there in the health coaching and fitness fields that are also in recovery. Like it's crazy. So we're out there. So it's just tapping into ourselves. Like your book is a great resource for that. There are resources out there, and there's a community out there. Now that's where I come in with Sober Active Canada. My community, my Sober Active.
I want to get into that right now, because they say in the program that you can't keep what you have without giving it away. And so, bam, this weekend you started. This will run on Monday the 15th. It was just this past weekend that you launched officially Sober Active Canada. So I will turn it over to you. Talk to your fellow countrymen and women. What's Sober Active Canada about, and what can they expect if they get involved?
Okay, well, Sober Active Canada, first and foremost, is based on the principle that a healthy self is to heal thyself. It's a recovery-based community of Canadians, Canadian all-stars, sober all-stars, I'll call you guys, that are just addicted to bettering themselves, changing their lifestyle, changing their habits. For me, addiction and alcoholism was definitely, being a lifestyle. It was complete habit change, right? And overhauling my daily routine and overhauling my lifestyle. So Sober Active Canada's really a judgment-free environment open to all people in recovery, no matter what you're recovering from. So if you're recovering from gambling addiction, right down to self-harm, eating disorder, alcoholism, drug addiction, obviously the more prominent ones, any addiction that you're recovering from, definitely open to all pathways of recovery, any stage of recovery you're in. It's definitely an all-inclusive community. And, we're there to foster health, hope, and healing amongst our community of like-minded individuals that are actively addicted to bettering ourselves. So it's locally based, obviously, and I'm in the National Capital Region. And we host Canada-wide events that affect and support lifestyle change through beginner workout and physical group fitness activities, and coupled with 12-step style format meetings.
You said we. So can you give people out there who maybe they're really interested, but maybe a little nervous to reach out to you? Can you talk about a couple of the people who are already involved with Sober Active Canada, just to give people an idea of who's out there?
Well, this is at its early onset, but I'm already trying to tap into, some people in the fitness recovery, fitness lifestyle apparel. I have a couple of good friends here in Canada who I'm reaching out to right now, and that want to be on board. On my Instagram page, what I plan on doing, what we've done, and this weekend, if you go onto the Instagram page, Sober Active Canada, you'll see that I'm going to be featuring a weekly Team Sober Active Canada Recovery MVP of the Week. Alternating between a male and female, and from different parts of Canada, and just sharing their story of, sharing their experience, strength, and hope, but also, their message of health, hope, and healing, and how fitness and recovery is so important to them, and the benefits derived from it, and the impact that fitness has on nourishing and strengthening their recovery.
So it's Sober Active Canada on Instagram, correct? If people are looking for this. Well, why now? Why now, Alex? Why now? This takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of organizing, and it takes a lot of motivation. So why now?
It was an idea that I had for quite some time now, but I think with the recent pandemic, now is the time more than ever. People's stress levels are at an all-time high. Anxiety levels are at an all-time high. I don't know, but I'm hearing a lot, not for myself, but a lot of my fellows in the program. You know, the Zoom meetings have been nice and all, but it's time to start, you know, getting that human connection back. You know, people have been sitting idle and not moving for the last 2.5 months in lockdown, right? So I think the time really, really is now. And, you know, with our events, and especially with the summer upon us and nicer weather, is really getting out into a park or, you know, out into nature and doing some kind of physical group fitness activity together, followed by a 12-step style format meeting, you know, connecting to self, connecting to our higher selves and our higher power, and connecting to community. Connecting to community, connecting to nature. Like those are the 3 connections you need, right, going forward. So
you have a plan. I think July 1st is Canada Day. So what are you planning? What are you planning?
So July 1st is Canada Day, and I'm going to bank on that, and the fact that there's going to be no events on the hill due to the social distancing measures and sanitary measures and protocols put in place across Canada, really. But, you know, usually there is a huge celebration on Parliament Hill on Canada Day. But I'm going to be hosting my first launch event for Sober Active Canada to celebrate Canada Day. But we'll have it at Majors Hill Park beside the Parliament buildings.
Oh my
and
God.
Obviously, I have to cap it at 10 people because we can only be 10 outside at a 6-foot distance in a group. But it should just be a great day of fun and just being able to connect and have that human connection again, you know.
Well, for anybody who doesn't know you, if they check out, I mean, if I lived in Canada, well, I live in the United States, and I'm still going to check out Sober Active Canada tomorrow. But if they don't know you and they want to check you out to see if you're the real deal, they should go to your Instagram account. It's Alexi. What's the account? I want people to be able to find you. What's your personal account?
So it's Alexi Talbot, ALEXYTALBOT _ Healthy XXL. And Healthy XXL actually is my handle because all of my journeys in the last 3 years, so whether it be my recovery journey, my spiritual journey, my transformation journey, my weight loss journey at first, but now my fitness journey, you know, they've really just been journeys towards my broader journey of healthy living, life large, and just becoming the best possible version of me.
I want them to look at your account because they'll see that you are the real deal, and they'll watch your progression over time. Now, you read my book, and in my book, I write about it. When you work the 12 steps, you don't just work them once and you're cured. You work them once and you change as a human being. You change psychiatrically, and you know, the way you think, the way you feel, and you rework them. And every time you rework them, it makes you a better person. I don't know one person who's actually said that they worked the steps and they came out worse off. And so your journey is so consistent with what the 12 steps is about. It's improving ourselves. It's learning from our defects and growing. And so I just love the way you began with the substance abuse, and then it was, you know, you focused on the weight, then you focused on the health. And I got to meet your daughter virtually some time ago. And I'll tell you, like, you can see the beaming joy in your face. And her face, when you talk to your daughter, she's so proud of her mom. I can't think of a better, I get emotional, but a better role model. And you know that there are lots of folks around your country, Canada, that will look at your success and go, I want that. I don't know if I can achieve that. And it may be a single mom in Vancouver, maybe it's a single mom in Montreal, or a single dad in Toronto. What is your message to those people out there who want what you have, but think they may not be able to achieve it? What would you say to them?
Definitely anything is possible, and you're so worth it. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is work. It's hard work, but it's the most beneficial and worthwhile work you can ever do on yourself. Like, you are your best project. There is such a better life that awaits, you know. You're not worth that life of addiction, or if you can even call it life. Anything is possible. Like, I'm living proof, you know. And I always say it's not about the weight, you know, like if you look at my before and afters, it's not at all about the weight loss, but the life gained. And I'm not on a diet. I'm absolutely on a lifestyle change. And I might be half the size I was, but I'm definitely 2 times the person, woman, mother, individual, and human being I ever was. And, you know, it's about just providing a quality of life for yourself in which you can grow, thrive, and prosper. And everybody deserves that, and everybody can achieve that. Like, it's well within reach. You just have to want it bad enough and put in the work.
And you also have to have people
Nothing good comes easy.
You are right, but you also need to have people you can trust that can show
Trust,
you the way.
exactly.
We call it a
Exactly.
sponsor.
And that's the hugest thing for me, you know. And if you go onto my personal Instagram page, and you'll see it as well on Sober Active Canada. For me, like, if it wasn't the connections I've made, there's definitely something to be said about the power of we. And without the power of we, there is absolutely no me. Connections are the most important thing to me. That's why I'm so, grateful and excited that I can bring this to my fellow Canadian sober all-stars, like, and just have that network and that support network and like-minded individuals. Because, you know, in addiction and in early recovery, you know, you feel alone, but you're not. You know, we're all there to help. I just have to reach out for the help. And there's so many people out there. And I've met nothing but the greatest, most influential, compassionate, caring, judgment-free, tolerant, accepting, loving people in the recovery community that I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay, so let's get to it. Tomorrow, June 13th, what's happening? What are you doing?
Tomorrow, June 13th, is my, so right now I'm going to start just on Instagram. I do plan on branching out on Facebook and the other social media outlets shortly. But tomorrow on Instagram is the official launch, or what I like to call game day kickoff, of the Sober Active Canada community. Really excited for that. Stay tuned. We'll be posting stuff about our upcoming events. I am currently drafting regional coaches to host local events. I'm also looking for a roster of collaborators. You know, and if you just want to be a regular team player and follow us, then tomorrow it's all happening. The profile Sober Active Canada is being launched.
That is an amazing accomplishment. I so congratulate you. I so look forward to watching, not only as you grow, you know, Spiritual Adrenaline was designed to bring people from all over the world together and to help this sober active movement grow. And to see it coming to Canada, to see you bringing together your fellow countrymen and women during this really challenging time. There's so much negative stuff when you turn the TV on. This is the positive stuff. One person can change the world if they put the energy toward a positive. And you're doing that, Alex. And so I just want to give you the last word. If you can mention one more time how people can reach you, and just, you know, send a little message to people out there to get encouraged, and one final word of encouragement to get them to do that. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so definitely you can start following us as of Saturday, June 13th on Sober Active Canada, and or email soberactivecanada@gmail.com, and I will gladly answer and just get you guys engaged and involved, however actively you want to take part or not. But yeah, and if there's just one thing I can say is, definitely, you know, there's something to be said about brain fit, body fit, spirit fit, and like, you can't have one without the other. So I'm excited to be bringing this to the Canadian stadium, national stadium stage. And yeah, you know, like you said it at the beginning, you got to give it to keep it. That's how I work my program. You know, I'm even a sponsor and stuff in my 12-step program, in my fellowship. I sponsor women. So, you know, this is only a natural progression for me. And I have to, you know, what's been so freely, generously, and graciously offered to me, I got to offer back.
I think that says it all. Alex, thank you so much. Congratulations. Good luck this weekend. This is going to run on Monday the 15th. So I'm so excited to see all that's going to transpire over the weekend and in the years to come. Thank you again for joining me.
Thank you for having me.